Commander Krell's mandibles clicked anxiously as the Valorian cruisers shuddered under another volley of enemy fire. The Zirathi warships were closing in, their plasma cannons methodical, precise. The Allied coalition fleet was being systematically dismantled, and there was nowhere left to run. All shields at 12%, reported Zix the Andromedian navigator, his three eyes darting across holographic displays. The forward battleship just detonated. We've lost 2,000 souls. Krell released a low, mournful hum. Across the bridge, Lieutenant James Chun stood motionless, studying the tactical map with an intensity that bordered on reckless. The human was the newest addition to their fleet. Humanity having joined the coalition only 5 years prior, they were known for their unpredictability, their willingness to embrace risks that defied logic. "Commander, I have a strategy," Chun said quietly, not awaiting permission to speak. Krell's antennae stiffened. "Lieutenant, your people lack the tactical discipline for formal warfare. You will maintain your position and follow all orders precisely." Chun's jaw tightened, but he remained silent. Krell returned his focus to the battle, executing the coalition's standard defensive formations. Retreat, regroup, minimize casualties. It was the prudent approach, the safe approach. It was also failing. An explosion rocked the ship, and the lights flickered violently. The tactical situation was deteriorating by the second. Then Chun moved. He seized the navigation controls before Zix could react, overriding every safeguard, every protocol. His fingers danced across the interface as alarms screamed throughout the bridge. "Lieutenant, stand down!" Krell roared, but it was too late. Chun's insane plan was already unfolding. He piloted their carrier directly between two enemy cruisers, shredding their own shields, but forcing the Zirathi ships to cease fire to avoid destroying each other. With the seconds of borrowed time, he broadcast an unpredictable, chaotic flight pattern to every Allied vessel not in formation, not in the calculated retreats they'd been trained for, but in a scattered, frenzied dance. The Zirathi targeting systems, built on millennia of orderly warfare, could not adapt. They had never faced enemies who moved illogically, who valued momentum over methodology. As each Allied ship broke formation and scattered along Chun's proposed vectors, the enemy fire became ineffective, their perfect calculations rendered worthless against pure, human improvisation. "Fire all weapons," Chun commanded the weapons officer, completely ignoring the chain of command. The Valorian unleashed everything, not at a single target but in wide volleys that forced the enemy into frantic evasive patterns. The chaos spread like a virus through the battle. Ships that should have been destroyed slipped through enemy lines. The Zirathi fleet, caught between perfect geometry and perfect pandemonium, fractured. When the firing finally ceased, the silence was deafening. 2/3 of the coalition fleet still floated in space. Krell stood frozen, watching the sensor displays. Around the bridge, crew members, beings from a dozen different species. They remained silent, processing the impossible. "You violated direct orders?" Krell said finally, his voice hollow. "I did," Chun replied, releasing the controls. "And if it hadn't worked, I would have faced court-martial." The Valorian's commander extended a trembling limb toward the human. "But it did work. You saved us. You saved the entire fleet." Krell paused, his antennae twitching with something that might have been respect. "Humans. Your chaos. Your defiance of logic. We never imagined it could be a strength." Chun met his gaze steadily. "We come from a world where things try to kill us every single day. We learned long ago that sometimes the unpredictable move is the only move that matters." As the coalition fleet regrouped for the long journey home, the Zirathi fleet retreated into the darkness, and across the galaxy, whispers began to spread about the Deathworlders who had revolutionized warfare not through superior firepower, but through the beautiful, terrible art of controlled chaos. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.